Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, and taught us His truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers who are pushing this word all throughout the four winds of the earth. Alright, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, Barak, and to you brothers, man, Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is just a part two to the nations having no control, and ultimately the Lord having all the control, man. So he believes that he's turning the tide, and that he's the one who's causing all the things to happen, and that's just his pride. It's the pride that the Lord has put on him. Alright. So I'm just gonna, and this is a little bit beyond where I was at the last point, but it says that the German Major General warned that Russia might be working on technology to place nuclear devices in orbit, which, if detonated, would devastate global infrastructure, which Russia, along with all these other nations, are going to shoot intercontinental nuclear ballistic missiles are going to be shot here in Babylon the Great, aka America, and this place is going to be completely destroyed. Alright, now of course we know that the CHIP has to come about first, and we are expecting the CHIP any day now. Any day they could pop up, okay, and present the CHIP on a worldwide scale. Alright, all the way to the point where if you don't take the CHIP, they're going to delete you. Alright, and the elect, 1/3 of the nation of Israel, they are not going to take the CHIP. They're not going to, be bursted into flames by their missiles. Okay, the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be saved. Alright, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The scripture speaks about the Lord coming with healing in his wings. So the Lord is coming to heal, okay, the elect. Alright, it says, so I can. Particularly at risk would be low Earth orbit satellites. Shoot out an electromagnetic pulse, destroying global communications, GPS, banking, and military command. This would also cause space debris, creating a domino effect. Trump's worries echo warnings expressed by other global leaders, including NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, over the dangers of Russian nuclear weapons in space. In 2024, Russia also vetoed a UN resolution that called for member states to not develop nuclear weapons or other weapons of mass destruction in space. In response to fears about space war, countries across the world are embracing space defense. Right? And so you have the Space Force, you have the the DJT Space Force. Alright. And best believe amongst all these other different countries and nations, you best believe they have the equivalent of space planes. It also recently proposed plans to create a coordinated European military space command alongside countries including Austria, Switzerland, and Luxembourg to supplement existing EU space defense, including the secure communication system IRIS-2. Meanwhile, France and Poland have recently agreed to collaborate on a telecommunications satellite for the Polish military, a key element of defense in Europe, even Poland's position on the border with Ukraine. Okay, in the news, like the elder brother Hawaii, alright, GMS North Carolina. Alright, in the news, alright, families speak of tortured man. Boy 14 arrested after deletion. Part of Europe's aim to develop its own satellite services is due to concerns about its total reliance on Starlink, given worries about the unpredictability of its owner, Elon Musk. In Britain, the Ministry of Defense's Strategic Defense Review claimed the nation needs to focus more on space domains and defense. And that's ironic because, you know, it's all types of shit happening here. Right? Yet Esau Edom, his mind is always up above. Right? He's always thinking of a way to go up. Alright, let's get a precept on that. Alright, this is Book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, concerning Edom, which are you so-called white people. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Speaking about Esau, Edom, America. America is basically ran by Esau, Edom. Right, all the way at the top, you have the international banking elite. Right. Behold, I made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. So now it's switching on you, right? The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Yeah, and that pride got you feeling yourself enough to, you know, you're doing the different things with the satellites, different telecommunications, you're doing all these different things. And, you know, ultimately, it's all going to fail. It's going to end in your demise, in your failure. That's as it said in his heart, right, which is in his mind. So Esau, in his mind, okay, he's crafty, he's cunning. So in his mind, he's thinking of ways, you know, to rule. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Yeah, so that was one of the points I was bringing out based off of that article. Right, because Esau always want to go up and above, up and beyond. This nigga always trying to go to the next planet. Right, he don't even have nothing under control here, but he want to go to other planets, man. That's one of the ways that you also know he wicked, that he want to destroy everything. Alright, the scriptures speak about Esau Edom cannot be satisfied. Roughly paraphrasing. they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Yeah, Esau grimy with it. Yeah, Esau just want everything for himself. How are the hidden things, it's like, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? So how is he exposed? Because somebody had to expose him. Somebody had to reveal who the wicked is. Alright? The water Yahweh Shemi Shai. You know, that the Lord has that, you know, the Lord has that set up. He's showing us that we up next, man. And he's the one, he's the wicked. He's the one that needs to be exposed and pointed out. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that laid thy hand have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So everybody thinks that, you know, the big bad E, thinking that he just unstoppable. No, he gonna be stopped. The Lord gonna stop him. It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men of Timon shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Yeah, so it's going to end with you, all right, as a nation being completely destroyed. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Yes, so what you did against the Israelites. Because this whole plan of, you know, these different nations ruling and trying to be on top, it don't include the Israelites nowhere in that plan, except for under them. But the Lord got different plans. The Lord got, you know, perfect plans set up. All right, his elect, all right, his chosen from the foundation of the earth. That's who's going to be set up to rule. Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, foreigners entered into his gates, yeah, you fucking wicked devils, all right, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. Yes, you always had it out for the Israelites. You always was a hater, nigga. You know, you always, yeah, that's you. That's Esau Edom. That's the self-proclaimed so-called white man. He a deceiver, liar, all right, who's raped, robbed, and murdered his way to the top. And now you being taken out of power. And you feeling a certain way about that. You know, to the point where now you want to get physical. Which, okay, the Lord is going to allow you to get physical. The Lord is going to allow you, all right, to apprehend some of us, put some of us in, you know, concentration camps. You know, some of us are going to be beheaded, right? All for the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai and the doctrine that the Lord brings. Right, part of that doctrine is resisting the sea-hip, right? Because that sea-hip is coming, that sea-hip is on the way, right? In order for all these things to snowball effect, okay, the sea-hip has to be presented. That's when we're going to see things get, you know, real out of pocket. Obadiah 1:12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Stealing. All right, and that's what the other nations do. The other nations don't have the law, statutes, and commandments. So these niggas are just wicked. They just do, and see, 2/3 of our people, they operate just like the heathens, so they just do whatever the hell they want to do. Talking shit. Obadiah 1:14. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Yeah, wicked as fuck. Alright, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. So, despite Esau, Edom, and the other nations, despite them being in a certain position, they're going to get knocked out of that position soon. That's biblical prophecy. Right? It says, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Right? Eye for an eye. Tooth for a tooth. That's how it's supposed to go. Alright, that's how it's set up. It says, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Yeah, so what you done did, it's gonna turn on you. It says, thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, right? The Lord's separate nation, the Israelites, right? So shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness. Yeah, so you're not gonna have all the heathens mixed up with the Israelites and everything kumbaya. No, the heathen is gonna serve the Israelites. They're gonna be up under the Israelites. They're gonna do what the Israelites tell them to do. Alright. And that's all 12. You're gonna have all 12 tribes of Israel ruling. Not just the northern kingdom and not just the southern kingdom, both together. In unity. The book of Ezekiel speaks about that. That stick joining together, into one stick. Two separate sticks, like joined together to make one stick. You got the northern kingdom and you got the southern kingdom, right? It says, Obadiah 1:17, going down. It says, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall be, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord has spoken it. Yeah, so it's going to end in the complete annihilation of Babylon the Great, aka America, and then eventually the complete annihilation of Esau, Edom as a whole, the entire nation. All right, at least the other nations, they just gonna serve, the Israelites after everything's said and done. After everything's said and done with Esau, Edom, your ass going to be destroyed. You're going to be rounded up and destroyed. Barakatha Yahba Shemiah Shah. Alright, so with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Barakatha Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Erkak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Once again, GMS who rule well and teach well and taught us His truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Makak Wadash Barakathum, and to you brothers. Alright, and Kwam Yashala and Ababa Bo. Shalom.